Hello and welcome to this short clip of the grid movement system of Bards Tale for Director's Cut. I just wanted to check out how that was implemented and changed, and I thought, well, I could just make a short clip out of that. So here you can see the tiles where I would, or which I could reach and which I'm currently aiming at. So obviously these are all tiles, the blue ones, and the one selected in green is the one I would reach if I just moved forward with W. I can also sidestep with A and D. The interesting part is using Q and E, because that's rotating not by 90 degrees but by 45 degrees, which is a bit odd. But it might be due to the design of the game. I mean, it was designed with free movement, so it might be possible that, for example, there are areas, let's say, there are areas like this, and the only tile, let's say that there's some barrel or something, and the only tile available is that one, because the map is not perfectly aligned as a grid system, as you can also see on the top right, the mini-map. You might need to have this diagonal step, otherwise the game, there would not be an option to reach the other side. So maybe that's the reason why they implemented this 45-degree movement, but it is a bit odd. Regarding changing to other systems, you can select at the start of the game which system you want to use. However, you can also freely switch around within the game. So I can just disable the grid movement completely, and now I have complete freedom with my movement. But the game also allows you to customize which features of that you want to use. Unfortunately, you cannot disable the 45-degree thing, but maybe because that would make you stuck in some points. But for example, now I have activated the grid movement again, and you can see this thing on the floor, and you can see this floating circle thing. Looks like a shield of some sort. But for example, I could disable the shield thing, and now I only see the tiles on the ground. But I could also disable that as well. So I'm turning that off as well. And now you don't see a grid at all, but you are still moving in the grid. But you can see, like, where it's slightly shifting the direction, because, I mean, it's still a free system, a free movement system, and it basically pushes you along these directions, I guess. But yeah, it feels even weirder now because of the 45-degree angles. And the camera is stuck while you're moving, but that is also something you can disable. So rotate camera while grid moving, disable that one. Now I've got the grid system activated, but I can freely use the camera, which is probably the best feeling system when using the grid. But I'm not sure whether I would use the grid in this case. I think I would prefer to just disable it. And I mean, it's nice that they implemented it, but if the game is not designed for it, I personally don't see much of a use using it in this particular case. So I hope that helped to give you an impression about what options you have here. I think it's nice that they implemented all these changes, but yeah, it's like when you add permadeath to a game which is not designed for permadeath. a nice to have, but it doesn't make it a permadeath game, and so it doesn't really make Bards Tale 4 a grid-based game. So there's that. Alright, I hope that helped, and on my channel you can find all kinds of Let's Plays. I have some crawler jam summaries on here, so if you're interested in that, please have a look. And with that, thank you for watching, and see you next time.